Okay, guys, what I want to share today with you is what I call the secret of aiming. And Martin gave us the secret, and I found it in the vectors. That's where I found how to really actually aim the golf club and to see where I was actually going. Martin explained it differently than I'm going to, but in my pea brain, this is how I understand it, and this is how I do it. I went out the other day and I said to myself, I said, okay, I've got this vector on the right, I got one on my left at these angles, about 45 degrees, whatever it is, to the target line. I said, I'm gonna learn how to use the vectors to aim for my shot, my intention. Well, I started out with the back vector. So I'd walk into the ball, not like this, but actually holding the club on that vector, the back vector, okay? Then what I did first, I picked out a line between the ball and a piece of grass that was in front of the ball in the intended direction that I wanted to go. So I walked in there with this vector set like this, not like this, like this, and I'd have to move around until I got on it, and then I would bring the club back to my center. I did that for about 4 or 5 shots, and I finally realized, I said, well, that's not right. and in a little bit, I'll show you why. Then I started thinking, okay, that can't do it that way. Well, you can if you want to hit a certain shot, but I'll go into that later. So I said, okay, I'm going to take the club and I'm going to set it on this front vector down the intended line that I wanted to go behind the ball and the little piece of grass and all that stuff that was on the line of my intention. So I'd walk up to the ball and I'd set the face down. Actually, I was using the hosel of the club pointing where I wanted the line to go. So I'd set it in there like this, and I'd get my body set, and then I'd grab the club and I'd bring it back to the center of me. And then I'd do my swing. Well, after doing that for about 6 straight swings, I said, wow, because every time I did it, the ball went exactly where I was intending it to go. So Martin gave us the secret of aiming, and I found it in using the front vector. Why does that work so well? Well, if you understand what we've been saying for the last year or so, when you come back to this lead vector, this club has got to be on that vector line, and you just keep going left, okay? You can't do that from the back vector. From the back vector, when I set up like that, what happened was I knew I had to be over here, not back here. I was done with that. But when I'd come through, I'd get on that front vector, and what do you think happened? Yeah, you're right. I'd hit everything to the right of my intended line with a fade. So from the back vector, you can actually hit a fade. Okay, you just got to learn how to do it. You just walk in with the vector, with holding the club on that vector, aim it, set your body. You know that you're going to be over here, and you know the ball is going to be fading, so just aim a little farther left. That's all there is to it. But with the front vector, walking in here like this, because I know this is where I'm going, so I lay it down there. I know I'm going there. I'm not going here. If I was going there, I'd be doing this like I used to do, and I'd be hitting everything left because I closed the club face down by doing it. By knowing that this vector and how important it is, it has forced me to be on that vector when I hit the ball, okay? It just forced me. That's the only thing that I've ever found that forced me to have my hands and this club shaft on that vector. Nothing else has ever worked for me. until the vectors were introduced by Dave. Okay, so y'all go out and try that. You can try it off your back vector if you want to, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll hit the ball right every time, and then set up on your front vector right here. Okay, just hold the club there and look at the face, and you know the line you want to hit the ball on, and pick out a blade of grass right in front of the ball, and just make sure that it's square to that face of that club. Bring your hands back, you're done, and then boom, just hit it. Okay, so I hope that helped, and we've learned so much. We took stuff that we couldn't ever understand what Martin was trying to tell us, and through Dave and Diz, we have dissected everything that Martin was saying in the vids that very few understood, but now then we understand. Okay, and it works. Okay, it's a marvelous method that he's come up with, and he knew what he was doing, folks. Hope that helped, guys. Talk to y'all later. Sorry this vid's a little long, but it's a very important one. Learn how to aim, and once you do that and you start seeing the ball go where your intention is, you'll enjoy the game. Bye.